All right, so for this week, April 6th through 10th, it is going to be a 4-day week because of Good Friday, but we are going to start a new unit, which is going to be Unit 27 in our phonics, and that unit is focusing on the variant vowel O-O, which is going to make the sound, almost like you're being punched in the gut. So we are going to see that pattern, that sound come from 3 different patterns. It could be the O-O in a word, U, or O-U. So your spelling words for this week are going to be shook, would, could, stood, pull, should, push, look. And then you're going to have 2 sight words that you need to focus on. We're going to read it in our phonics book. These are going to be very common words in that book, but they do not have the sound. So those 2 words are just sight words, berry and these. Your 2 sentences to work on this week. He shook a berry off the bush. And could these wood stumps be used? So, for practice this week, you can come back to this pattern sort. I went ahead and sorted out not only your spelling words, but some other words from our phonics book we're going to be reading, and some other words that you'll have in your word sort. So I went ahead and sorted them just to show you what those patterns might look like when they make that sound. So for O-O, and you can add more words as a family if you can think of more, but that's going to be shook, would, stood, good, cook, book, brook, hook, look, took, foot, and crook. Just the U by itself could be seen in words like pool, cushion, bull, bush, full, and push. And then the OU is going to be in words like could, should, and would. Okay, so for today, we are going to read a good cook. A good cook. So in class, a lot of times we try to do some kind of fun way to point out when I read a word that has our pattern in it. So today, for my students, I would like if they hear the sound in any of these words, since it is stemming from the O-O, I want you to hold up your hands up to your eyes like the O-O. So just hold that up to your eyeballs whenever you hear and that way I know that you're hearing that while I read. A good cook. A good cook. My dad has a big cookbook. He is a good cook. Gramps got a big bird at the store. Dad will look in his cookbook to cook it. Gran got a hook into a fish in the brook. Dad will look in his cookbook to make a fish dish. Mom took each berry from a berry bush. Dad will look in his cookbook to make a berry tart. I stood near the peach tree and shook it. Dad will look in his cookbook to make a peach pie. Pam dug each big yam from the garden. Dad will look in his book to cook these too. Mom took the cookbook. I will look in this book and cook too, she said. So there's another part of the sort and some of the common sight words that we were reading. So this time I'm going to read through one more time, and I'm going to point to each word so that you all can go back and play this video and your child can read along with me at least once or twice. Usually we do a partner read, so they can kind of do that with you while watching the video, so they can be reading it to you. A good cook. So you could even mute the video and just follow my finger so that you all can read it together. A good cook. My dad has a big cookbook. He is a good cook. Gramps got a big bird at the store. Dad will look in his cookbook to cook it. Gran got a hook into a fish in the brook. Dad will look in his cookbook to make a fish dish. Mom took each berry from a berry bush. Dad will look in his cookbook to make a berry tart. I stood near the peach tree and shook it. Dad will look in his cookbook to make a peach pie. Pam dug each big yam from the garden. Dad will look in his book to cook these too. Mom took the cookbook. I will look in this book and cook too, she said. Feel free to go back and read that several times together. The last activity that I'm going to have you all do today is going to be the word sort. So in your packet that you've got, it looks like this. So it'll say over on the side, Unit 27, decodable words. So just cut that sheet out. That was the only sheet for this week, so there aren't too many words. But when you cut them out, they've just got little, they make like little flashcards. So you are going to be sorting into the OO, U, or OU groups. So have your child look at the word, and then they're just going to place it in the category where it would go. So this is going to be the OO pattern. This is going to be the OU pattern. This would be the OO pattern. So once they get those sorted, they can also be reading them to you. So b-uk, bruh, uk, k-ud. So you're going to continue that. Let me find one. So for example, this one would go with the U, bowl. So you're going to continue sorting all of these cards into those three categories. If it doesn't seem to fit any of those three, then we put it in our nonsense pile that doesn't fit our patterns. If you need any help with this at all, please let me know. You can also refer back. I think all of these words are on this list, so you can refer back to this sort if you need any help.